All right, a lot of scary looking science words in here, but remember, don't worry about them. Don't even try to pronounce them. Just you've seen enough of my videos probably at this point. You can just I just go right over them. I don't even care. Let's do the same thing here. In a 3-year study of parasitic infections by these tapeworms in these ants, entomologists and colleagues found something unexpected. Rather than reducing its host's fitness, as is typical of parasites, this thing greatly extends the lifespan of these ants and seems to halt the effects of aging. Furthermore, those infected receive special treatment, ceasing their share of labor to sustain the colony and remaining in the nest as uninfected workers feed, groom, and transport them. By contrast, the researchers observed that uninfected workers in parasitized colonies have shortened lifespans, most likely because they have to work harder, right? Because everything else is just relaxing. Hearted is not a word. Harder. So I don't know, right? If the other ones are getting special treatment and not having to work, then the ones that aren't infected are going to have to just work harder to take care of these other ones. So I don't know. Let's see what we get. So they have shortened lifespans, most likely because the uninfected workers are at high risk for direct exposure to A. brevis in the course of providing social care to the infected workers in the nest. No, being infected is good. So if they got infected, if they had exposure and they got infected, that probably would be good for them. So no, this is not about being exposed or not. The fact that they don't have it is the problem. They need to compensate, for reduced contributions within the colony while also caring for infected workers is burdensome to the uninfected workers. Yeah, they have to work harder. That's exactly what I said. That's definitely the answer. C, high level of activity maintained by the uninfected workers makes them better able than infected workers to quickly disperse when the nest is attacked by a predator. But if they were able to run, then they would have a longer lifespan, not a shortened lifespan, right? So this is saying being uninfected is good, but we want to say that being uninfected is bad, right? So, and that's weird, right? Like it's not a coincidence to me that this whole passage is completely flipping upside down the idea of what a parasite does. If you have a parasite, that is usually bad. It is hurting you. This passage is focusing on the fact that it's kind of counterintuitive. And they made a deal about that, right? They said, however, or unexpected right at the beginning. But like, that might be hard for you to shake, right? Your assumption is going to always be that being infected by something is bad. The passage is being very clear the opposite is true, but this feels like a bit of a trap because it feels like the more traditional way we would think about a parasite and an infection. But no, the uninfected workers are not better able to do anything. They're worse off, right? So get rid of that. D, the average lifespan of these ants in colonies without parasitic activity typically falls well below 3 years, the range covered by the study. Well, that doesn't talk about the infected or uninfected ones at all. So this is not even related. So I thought it was going to be B, but as always, we got to read everything. But there you go. I don't think this is particularly hard. I think this is the kind of question, though, that a lot of people are going to just kind of glance at, notice all those italicized, crazy science names, and just think, oh, this is too hard. I hate science passages, right? How many of you feel that way? Probably a lot of you. But sometimes the science passages are genuinely hard, but a lot of times they're not. This was a very easy passage, in my opinion. This is not one you'd want to give up on. So just remember, focus less on the science and more on what they say about the science. Use connotations like good and bad to keep track of different things. It's usually going to be that simple.